Well, good morning. For me at least, it's 7:30, so I've been working on this for like 2 minutes now. Let me show you what I've done since my last video, so let's go. So I installed some lights. It is a hunk of junk, bro, but I'll fix it some other time. I just installed the lights and make sure they worked, and they do. They work pretty good. Not only that, as you can see, I took off the whole throttle system and the carburetor. You're asking, why'd you take out the carburetor? Well, this carburetor is a hunk of junk. I don't like it. It's complicated. And I'm installing a pz16. I just cleaned it. A pz16 to slap on right there, but I need a certain attachment. Oh shoot, I got gasoline on my hand. A certain attachment to go right there to work. So yeah, and I would like it to just be directly from the carburetor, so it can come directly from the carburetor. Now, if you're ever wondering how to do this stuff, it's very simple to uninstall this carburetor. Now, first, obviously, what you do is you take off this thing. There's usually 2 bolts in those 2 holes. There's 2 bolts and a 10 millimeter. If you have the same engine as me, 10 millimeter pops right out. I don't take this thing off, but there's a tube that comes right here that you take off. Then what you do there, you grab these, or don't grab them, but these will be sitting in the engine like that, like there's 2 metal poles. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab this tool if you have it, and as you can see, it clips on better than any other. And then you tighten it, and then it unscrews. You can't, it's really hard to unscrew, but eventually you'll get it. Unless you're really strong, you'll probably be able to do it. Other than that, yeah, and then I gotta figure out this, because this needs, I don't know what it needs, but there's a tube that goes in there, and last time I didn't plug it in, it won't start. It'll start, but then shut off immediately. So I'll figure out that, OHV, something like that. I don't exactly know what that is, but flick switch is off. Good. Do not want to try to start it right now, especially when I emptied out all the gas. There's no gas in here. It used to be filled to the brim. As you can see, no gas. Yeah. I also tried to install the throttle cable, but I got some go-kart throttle cable for like the twisty throttle cable, and all I have is a thumb. And also, here's the old throttle system. Didn't take it off not too long ago, maybe 2 minutes or so. But yeah, I took this off. I just don't like it. I like it directly from the carburetor, so then I know I'm getting a good response. And what it helps is, I don't want to buy the whole carburetor set, but if you search up like whatever your engine is and then carburetor set, it'll show, don't buy this one, but buy a different one. It's like a Maui or something like that. I don't know how to say it, but I just had this lying around. And then you also need the attachment to be able to put it on. But this is a pz16, I think. Yep, pz16. That's what I'm putting on my quad, just to make it run. But yeah, that's all I think about doing. And the chain, I also have to reattach. Now, here's another problem I'm having, is the chain. This is fine. It's all fine. Now look behind here. This used to be a quad frame. Has suspension, right? So when the chain is pulling down, so your thing is pulling down, and the suspension's for like 12, it's a 50cc frame. So the thing's pulling down, so the whole back end is just pulling its freaking down until the chain falls off. So, yeah, I gotta fix that. I don't know what that metal scrap is. I think it was my last attachment, but I'll take that off. Other than that, everything else works. I have no problems with it. Works like a charm. It did work like a charm until I took it apart. But I just want better performance for my driving and stuff. And then here's my little governor right there. Gotta make sure to keep that in, because I mean, unless you don't want to govern it on, I can try to show you how, but I don't exactly know. And then here's your spark plug, which is still good because it's brand new, but sometimes there's better performance stuff out there. And you want the better performance or the better looking, so you get that. But pretty much, I think it's a good thing. It's a good motor. I don't care about the looks. I just want better performance. I mean, looks will look cool and crap, but I don't care. So I can drive. So I just want better performance with my driving and get a better throttle time. If you don't know what I mean by that, is when I pull the throttle, I want it to go, not me have to like adjust everything. So yeah, well, that's pretty much all I have to do. Also, I'm selling a bunch of quad parts because I have so much scraps, so I'm selling them. But other than that, have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all on the flippity flop.